Hi, welcome to the Java computer programming course. I am Andrew Piri and I'll be taking you through this course. I hope you find it interesting, and computer programming becomes very interesting if you are eager to learn it. And one thing about it, it is an interesting world of creating things. And these things could be an app, which can make life easier for some people, automating and speeding up things. For example, creating an app maybe for a certain business organization, which would speed up the way they interact with their customers or in the way transactions get done. For example, many companies today, they would say, develop our app, and using that app, you can pay Zesco bills, you can easily interact with them. So when you look at many companies, for example, Airtel, when you download their app, you can buy airtime using their app, you can do so many things, you can transact money, and even banks. For example, the bank I am with, FNB, you are able to transfer money from your account, to another person with very much ease. And now, have you ever wondered how those apps get created? Well, you need certain tools, and we call those computer programming tools. And you will use computer programming not just for developing apps. You could develop a website. You could do so many things with computer programming, and we're going to learn more of these things in the course of our study. But what I do hope is that you are learning this programming language not just for the sake of passing, an exam, but let it be in you that whatever you're going to learn, let it be an interesting journey which could lead you to discovering a world of opportunities. Okay, so what do I have for you in this particular lesson? Briefly, I would want to explain why software gets developed. Then later on, we're going to describe activities which are involved in a software development project. And then at the end of it all, we need to justify, or rather give the reason why, among all the other programming languages, why are we going for Java? Okay, and I hope you find this topic to be a good orientation to the kind of things we're going to be dealing with. Now, for us to understand this topic, I am going to give you what I can call a business case. It is just a fictitious case, but something that I hope will paint a picture in your mind and help you understand our short journey today. Now, let us look at a grocery shop. Let's call it A and B. Now, I believe you've walked into a grocery shop. It could be just a little shop along your street, or some place wherever you could be. Maybe you want to buy something. It could be sugar, it could be some foodstuffs, it could be, whatever you want to buy. Now, let us imagine that this shop, they do not have a computer. Let's say they are so poor that they don't even have a calculator. Now, can you imagine what's going to be happening in that shop when people pick whatever they want to buy, and then they go to the till where they need to pay their money and present the things they've picked? And then here is this gentleman, or the lady, to be gender sensitive, and you put all your things on the table, and she begins to take note of the prices one by one, and she has her piece of paper where she does calculations and totals up the figures. And well, let's say she's a good mathematician and whatever she calculates is accurate. Now, how long do you think she will be taking on serving one customer? How long will that be taking? And now, you need to be aware that you are not the only person who is buying stuff from that grocery shop. It could be 10 of you. Now, you know what's going to be happening. Number one, there'll be long queues, long customer queues, and no one wants to wait, in a queue. And imagine there's a person standing in front of you and they have a trolley which is full. It has all sort of things and 100 things in there, and maybe you just have a loaf of bread. Have you ever been in that situation? And well, you are just praying in your heart, I wish this person can feel sorry for me and just say, okay, you can get ahead of me. But well, every person usually has urgent things to attend to, and not everyone will be kind to you. And well, what is going to start happening is there'll be long queues as people are waiting for this great mathematician who wants to be very, accurate with his calculations. And well, the thing of it is, we're living in a very competitive world, and chances are this is not the only shop in that area. It could be there is just another shop which sells the same things, next door. And obviously what you're going to do is, well, for most of us who are impatient and maybe always busy, you say, well, why am I waiting on this queue when there is a shop next by and this shop is quicker? Well, what has just happened? What has just happened is that person has lost a customer. And if a lot of people start getting upset, impatient, well, you are losing business to your competitor. You are losing business to the competition. And so there is need for that A and B grocery shop to invest in some form of automation. When I say automation, I mean some technology, some machine, some device which can speed you up in the way you are serving your customers. And that is the simple purpose of software. Now, let's say the next shop has a barcode reader. Okay, you just present the stuff you have and there's a barcode there. A barcode is that small rectangular print which has some narrow and thick black lines, and usually you find a shop at the person at the till takes a barcode reader, swipes over it, and then the price automatically shows up on the computer screen. It automatically computes even the change, the balance you need to be given out of whatever money you presented. Things happen so quickly. It's just a tap or scanning, or maybe using your ATM card, inserting it in the machine in what you call the point of sale system. And well, in a short moment, the money is transacted, and well, you are good to go. Another person is getting served. Now, all that magic happens because of something we call software. Now, it's actually not magic. As you will discover in this course, you can also write a program which does the exact thing, and let no one deceive you. Let no one cheat you. It is very simple to write computer programs. It's actually fun. It's actually fun. You don't need to be super intelligent. You just need a little more concentration, passion, and well, it's going to get interesting. So now, what is this thing called software? You see, let me explain it this way. In the other shop, the A and B grocery shop, which does not have a computer, it doesn't even have a calculator, there is a person who was employed to do the calculations. Now, that person did not just start doing things on his own or on her own. Someone instructed her how to do the calculations. Maybe she learned that at school. You do a calculation like this and like that. So there were instructions given, and the person knows the procedure to follow if you are multiplying, if you are adding, if you are subtracting. Now, human beings can get tired. Human beings, no matter how good they are at math, at a certain point, if you are working from morning throughout the day, you're going to get tired and you start making mistakes. So how about training a machine like a computer? We put some coded instructions inside that machine, and we tell it, we instruct it, that when someone gives you 1 packet of sugar, which costs 5 kwacha, or 20 kwacha, or 40 kwacha, hey, prices have changed. So, but well, let's put it at 10 kwacha. So if you're buying this packet of sugar, which is at 10 kwacha, and someone has bought 5 of them, you want to tell that machine to say you multiply 10 times 5. So this 10 kwacha, let it come 5 times. So software is a way to put that instruction in a coded form so that a machine can be able to keep following that instruction and not get tired. It will keep executing the same instruction you give it. That is what you call software. So what is software? Software is a set of programmed instructions that enable a computer to function. Yeah, that's what software is. And in this course, that's what we'll be learning, how to write those instructions. Now, for you to write instructions, you don't just wake up and say, well, let me write some computer instructions. No. Usually it starts with planning. And this planning, it could be an organization has hired you, or you've seen a need yourself that, well, I need to write software which can help people do this and that, and maybe they may start buying that software, or people may be downloading a game. By the way, when we talk about software development, we're not just talking about serious things like business calculations, a payroll program, an accounts package. You may want to produce a game which people could be using for fun. And well, as they're using it for fun, you could be earning an income out of that. If you produce a game, for example, and then it features and it's made available through Play Store. Well, when people keep downloading that game, you could be earning income out of that when some adverts begin to show on that game, if it becomes very popular, and well, people make very good money out of that. So well, whatever it is, whatever is prompting you to develop software, the thing of it is there has to be planning. What exactly do you want to do? What kind of a problem is it you want to solve? And once you've planned, you're going to move to the next stage that we call requirements analysis. You need to know, for this software to work, what things are required. Will it need someone to type using a keyboard, or they just need to tap using their finger? You need to know, what is it required to do? What are the requirements for this? So you're going to go through analysis. And later on, you're going to start designing the program. How is it going to look like? What will be the color of the screen when someone opens up this program? How will it be storing data? Will it require someone to enter their email address? And well, you're going to design. You come up with a design. Will it have certain buttons and all that? Then after you've done the design on its own, it can't achieve anything. So you're going to code or write instructions. Now, those are the instructions which are going to give life to the design you made. Afterwards, well, you don't just code and design, then you sell your product and say, hey, company A and B, you can use this program. No. Before you do that, you need to test it. Is it working? So you're going to use, you're going to give it data. You're going to try to do some calculation. Is it able to do that? And well, if everything is okay, you implement, you install it. After installing it, that's not the end. You're going to continue, trying to observe it. Is it still working the way it is supposed to work? Or are there some new features you need to add to it? So you call that review. Actually, it's called review and maintenance, because if it has certain issues, you can update, you can correct certain errors and all that. So a series of all these stages I'm talking about, a series of stages which, let me call it a series of works or stages of how you're going to develop your software is what is known as the software development life cycle. Of course, as we move on with this course, we're going to give technical definitions, but this is just an introduction to give you a very simplified way of what is involved in software programming. As we move